So, what do
Soho. Soho.
So,
Ho? Because it's about a hoe?
stop.
Collaborate and listen.
So, what do you get when you cross Mean Girls with Nightmare on Elm Street with Single White Female with
Devil Wears Prada.
with
The Sixth Sense.
what you get is Last Night in Soho.
Fucking masterpiece. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 reels for sure. What?
Welcome back to the Real Screeners. We are here to give you our real take of Last Night in Soho. We want to remind you that we're on social media. We're on TikTok and Facebook at Real Screeners, Instagram real.screeners.
And as always, guys, if you like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and of course, hit that like button and hit that notification bell so you know every time we upload a video.
Yes. And so, let's
Soho.
Soho. Let's delve into the Soho.
Because she is so much of a hoe, but sorry, just not very tasteful. But hey, it's
that's kind of
what the movie's about.
That's kind of the case. No, this is quite the acid trip of a movie here. You know,
right? I would say that it's best enjoyed by some people under the influence of something, which we were not. So obviously, we didn't enjoy it as much.
We did not enjoy it as much. No, but this movie, okay, so it's directed by Edgar Wright, who of course directed Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So of course it's no surprise that this movie is heavy on mixing a very carefully chosen soundtrack, specifically in this case from the 60s,
right.
Some 60s soft rock music, I guess you could say, that would appeal to a
downtown
female audience, I think I would say. Yeah, very, very smartly integrated into the movie and adds a lot of style and atmosphere, you know, to the film. So
right,
I think that's a trademark for Wright, for sure.
Right. The techniques, I mean, without jumping too far ahead, it's very kind of art housey, right?
It is. This is an art house horror movie. So for that reason, I guess you could argue that it's better than the standard horror fare out there because of that reason. It has good acting as well. Mm-hmm. We have Anya Taylor-Joy and we have Thomasin McKenzie.
Exactly.
So Mackenzie plays Eloise.
Right.
And Joy plays Sandy. That's right.
Alexandra, Sandy.
Horrible with names, but I'm trying. Okay. So anyway, if you've seen a David Lynch movie, this is what you're gonna get. Basically, it's one of those movies that really takes you on kind of a mind bender. You know, you're trying to figure out if this main character who has arrived in London. Okay, so let's backtrack for a second.
Synopsis.
Okay, so Eloise, played by Mackenzie,
yes,
arrives in London because she is a student who is going to study to be a fashion
fashion
designer.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At first, you know, she doesn't seem to assimilate well to her surroundings. She's being bullied.
Culture shock.
Country. You know, her grandmother warns her, "Hey, it's London.
It's London.
People get killed there.
Right.
People get murdered.
It took your mom, so
yes. So no. Be careful." So then, what happens next is that
she dies into the cast of Mean Girls. That's exactly what happened.
She then decides that she can't handle, you know, her school as far as a place to stay at. So she then finds, she rents an apartment or a room, and she rents it from this old lady, right? And that's pretty much the overall premise. There's this dude who also is a student who is trying to get her attention, trying to, you know, woo her, if you will. will.
Oh, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
That's a nice.
No,
way
but
to
he's
put
a
it.
nice guy, though. He's a nice.
He's
guy.
a really nice guy.
He is.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. And but then she starts having these crazy dreams, or is it her
Are they
mind?
dreams?
Or is it spirits? Is this a spiritual situation? Is
Or
this
is that girl just?
or is that girl bonkers
crazy.
out of her mind? We don't know. You're kind of confused
Right.
throughout a lot of the movie as to what is going on. You know?
Right,
So,
and so it starts off because I'm not going to give you like a play-by-play, but she wakes up kind of in the 1960s, and she's paralleling her existence with this woman who was an aspiring singer in the 1960s, and you kind of don't know, is she reliving these memories? Is she dreaming? Like, what's going on here?
is she seeing events that have happened before?
Right.
Or is she somehow this woman? Is
Right.
she a different version of her? Or is this something that she's imagining in her head? Is she going crazy? This movie tries to do too many things. It tries
Right.
to be too many things. And I
Right.
think that that's the problem here,
Exactly, because
Yeah.
for all the very solid acting, the good techniques, I feel like it has kind of an identity crisis, because it starts off like, okay, it's kind of like a drama. Again, we mentioned, early in the intro, reminds you of Devil Wears Prada, and then suddenly she's seeing these spirits.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a story more about like, her adapting to a new environment and maybe something sinister happening with the whole fashion design school aspect of it. We talked about how it would have been interesting maybe to see something developed there.
Right.
But then it turns into a tropey horror film, and it's like supernatural, psychological, somewhere in between, murder mystery at
Back
the
to
same time,
horror and
the movie does really push the horror elements in there, the music, the special effects. You see a lot of like images of like spirits and ghosts, and
going back to
are they ghosts, are they people
very,
from the past?
very tropey, but they do a few things in here that kind of salvages it. They throw a nice twist in there. The storyline in general is just interesting because it is from a long begone era. You get to see this woman who Anya Taylor-Joy's character Sandy, who was trying to be a singer, and all the things she had to endure to try to
in a male dominated world, because I think that one of the big things in the movie is that, of course, it's a commentary on males abusing females or getting in the way of
and the industry.
Them basically getting in the way of her success and things like that. But there's a lot of stuff to like in this movie. It's shot beautifully, a lot of cool lighting effects and techniques in there.
A kaleidoscope, some blurring.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
They know how to use their techniques for sure. I like how the lighting really set the mood for what was going on in the scene. You have some flashing lights, in a room pretty occasionally.
Yeah,
you have some shadows that really kind of give you the sense of, isolation.
Yep, and it shows you, of course, London at its seediest, and I think that that's cool too. So definitely a well constructed, executed movie technique-wise, not a perfect or great horror film, and I don't know if I would even call this a horror film. I think it's more of like a psychological thriller, if you will.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you said about the viewer is kind of questioning what's really going on. I do want to get to the acting, because I thought that the acting was a strong point in this movie. Thomasin McKenzie, you may remember her from Jojo Rabbit. You may also remember her from Old by M. Night Shyamalan, that kind of a bomb movie. But
this is her most mature role to date, for sure.
Right, and I thought she did a really good job of portraying a girl who's petrified, scared, overwhelmed, kind of lost.
She was very good in the movie. Very good.
Anya Taylor-Joy, as she has been doing in a lot of movies such as Emma
and Split.
Right, exactly. Yeah. She has a wide range, and I think in this movie she does well with playing a jaded character.
Yes,
all the way through the movie.
Very good, very good. Both very good performances. So why don't we wrap up?
Exactly. Yeah, let's do this.
Go into our real ratings.
Okay.
All right.
I'll start off, guys.
You'll start
again. Is it worth going to the theater? Probably not out the theater, even though we're big proponents of theaters, I would say this is a streaming worthy movie, excuse me. And I'm gonna.
I mean, if you're a Halloween person, maybe, or if you, I don't know. I think that this is a movie that would appeal to a younger audience, especially. I think
that's
that teenagers or people in college would eat this up. You know,
right? Because she is college age and she is going to a school.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just gonna give this 3.5 reels out of 5, guys. It's not a terrible movie, and of course the technique's really elevated. The acting is solid, but I kind of felt like the plot and the tones in the movie were just pulling me in too many different directions. So there you go.
Confused. I think I think I may have liked it a little bit more than you. Okay. My gut was to give this 4 reels, so I'm going to give it 4 reels. I was invested in the story. It caught my attention. I was really wondering what's up with this girl. Like, is she crazy or what's going on, And the movie does take you to, places where you don't expect. There's a good twist in there.
I like the little twist.
The ending becomes a little bit predictable once you know exactly what's going on. But overall, I think that the style of the movie is what really won me over. Very stylish, very Lynchian, David Lynch vibes in there. So for those reasons, 4 reels.
Okay. It's worth a watch, guys. And you know what else is worth a watch, guys? The rest of our videos. So definitely check out our videos, guys. So that notification bell, it'll let you know every single time we upload a video, guys.
Absolutely. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of Last Night in Soho. And also don't forget to look us up on social media. Once again, TikTok, Facebook, Real Screeners, Instagram, Real.Screeners. I also want to give a quick shout out here to Ridley Scott's The Last Duel. I happened to catch this movie recently. And I just want to say this movie is bombing at the box office, and there is no reason why it should be. Go out and support The Last Duel. It is a compelling story. It is well acted. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck wrote it. They're in it as well. Check it out.
You know why it's bombing, man? Because Matt Damon is rocking the worst mullet in history. That's why it's bombing.
Maybe.
All right, guys.
Anyway.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And hey, stay tuned for our next Real Take on Movies.